So let me take y'all back to my imposter syndrome video where I first talked about this. I met this very trifling woman, and very long story short, by the end of our conversation, she ended up calling me ungrateful. Like, can you believe that? She just had the wrong one. In the words of Tamar Braxton,
you tried it.
Hi lovelies, it's yours truly back with another video. If you are new here, I just make relatable content, whether it's self-help, mental health, or things we just go through as young adults. I'm just here to spread positivity and optimism and just here to be a guide for you all. So if you need some of that in your life, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to watch this video and give it a thumbs up. So I'm doing a story time today, and very interesting story, I will say. So pretty much this is a story of how someone who worked at my grad school pretty much insulted me, and how I pretty much had to learn to stick up for myself. So just to give you kind of an overview of what the work study is, it was a work study that was actually supposed to give you real life experience in the public health field. Not every student got this work study. Pretty much it was a first come, first serve basis based on how quickly you were able to fill out the FAFSA. So around the summertime, I believe, is when I found out I got this work study, and I was super excited about it. And usually during the third day of orientation is when you go to a seminar just talking about the work study, the opportunities, yada, yada, yada. I know, like me personally, I was kind of hesitant because I knew that I had a lot on my workload or my course load for that first semester in grad school. I also lived 50 minutes away, yes, 50 minutes away from school. So I just wanted to factor in all that, and I was like, maybe I should just, get used to everything my first semester, and then spring semester I can do the work study. So I went to the seminar, and then I knew that like at the end of the seminar I was gonna ask that question. So and the seminar comes, and then like you can go down to the front of the auditorium and ask the people who are over the work study any questions you had. So that's what I did. I remember there was me and this other girl, and she actually had the same question I did. So I was like, okay, like I'll go up there and ask her. So there were two women, and then there was this one woman who was really like taking the lead during the seminar. So I decided to ask her because I thought, okay, she's very knowledgeable on this. Let me ask her for her opinion, or if I'm even able to push off my work study for fall semester and start in spring. So I went up there and I asked her. And then she asked me why. And I told her exactly what I told you guys. And y'all, this is when crap hit the fan. Like, I told her about the worries about my course load and me commuting, and I thought it would be better if I could just start in the spring. And thinking back on that day, she had so many options to take that day. Like when I told her my circumstance, she could have been very encouraging and been like, you know what, I've seen plenty of students in your shoes. You can do it. Don't let that affect you. Like, these work studies work with you. They're not that bad. Or honestly, she could have even been like, oh no, you can't do that. Just kept it simple like that. Like, oh no, like you have to start in the fall. And honestly, that was okay with me. That's why I asked to see if it was even a possibility. You would think that either of those two options probably would have come out her mouth. But no. When I tell you, she looked at me like I insulted her or like I slapped her or something, like I had the audacity. That's literally what she looked like. And then that's when things started turning for the worst. And then she proceeded to say something that stuck with me for half of my time at my program. She told me I was ungrateful. And yes, I know what you guys are thinking. She could have said worse. And that is true. She could have said worse. But I mean, I just met her a couple minutes ago. So I don't know, like, For somebody to tell you something like that when you don't know them and they don't know you, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like, if anything, a slap in the face to me. So she went on saying that I was ungrateful, and then she was just so angry and so passionate about this. She was like,
"You're so ungrateful. I have 15 people in line who would love to have your spot, and you don't even want it. You don't deserve this. You don't even deserve this work study."
She was just going off. And then finally she said,
"You know what, if you don't want it so bad, don't worry. Make sure you don't have the works anymore. I'll take it from," like,
she pretty much insinuated that she would take away my work study. Y'all, I simply asked her if I could start in the spring because I was just concerned about my fall course load. And she called me ungrateful, undeserving, and threatened to take away my work study. And on top of that, it was kind of embarrassing because, like I said, this was like at the end of the seminar, and you know people have questions, right? And so there were like other students there, and there was still a girl who had the same question as me, just silent, while I'm taking the brunt of the abuse, and people were just staring, and it was just like, dang, what did I get myself into? Also, interestingly, let me not forget to mention, this was a Black woman coming at me like this. So, you know, it really taught me that day that not all skin folk are kinfolk, because it made no sense how she was coming at me that day. No sense. And I wish I could tell y'all, you know, I kept it real G and was just like, you know, whatever, like, but no. I remember walking back to my car with like tears streaming down my face. I went into the parking deck, sat in my car, and I was crying. And then I remember calling my mom and telling her what just happened. And my mom was so shocked. She was like, she called you ungrateful and undeserving. Like, she doesn't even know you. And that's what I was thinking too. And I don't know, just thinking back on that time, it's just so weird to me. And like I told you guys, that stuck with me almost throughout my whole experience in my program. Because when the imposter syndrome started happening, I started thinking that maybe I just didn't deserve my spot at all at my grad school program. It did a number on my self-esteem, honestly. And I just felt powerless in a way, you know, like that this woman could come and say all those things to me with so much anger without even knowing me. And I couldn't do anything about it, and I didn't say anything about it that day. It was just a really sucky position to be in. So let's move forward to actually my second year. And by this time I had got hired for a second work study because, I mean, just to tell y'all, I ended up not getting a work study that fall, and I ended up getting one in the spring. So I don't even know what she was going on about. If we're being honest, I did what I wanted to do at the end of the day. But I resigned from that one because I wanted a different skill set, and so I applied to another one for the fall, for my second fall semester, and I got it. I had to go to the work study office to handle some paperwork. And guess who was there? Yes, that same woman from exactly a year ago who went off on me. So let me tell you guys something about myself. I carry my emotions on my face. It's hard for me to hide what I'm feeling. I can't do anything about that. I remember she was helping me with my paperwork, and I was being so awkward. I was just like, because I knew in my gut, it was now or never. I needed to say something because I really needed closure on this. But I was really debating, okay, should I bring up, like, when do I bring up what happened a year ago? Does she even remember? Like, if she didn't remember, would that be a hit to my ego? And I knew she could tell something was weird. Like, she was probably thinking, this girl is really odd. At the end of her helping me with my paperwork, I just decided to come out and say it. I asked her if she remembered me from a year ago, and she actually said yes. She told me she remembered me. And then, I mean, of course, I did bring up the whole, like, oh, you remember what you said about, you know, asked you if I could delay my work study, and you said this. And she was like, yes, I remember everything, and I am so sorry. Yes, y'all, she apologized. She said after me, a lot of students had that same concern, and some students were even saying that their advisors were telling them, you know, like, maybe you should just focus on your schoolwork this first semester, and that she felt bad and that, she never wants to, come off like that to students. But yeah, I just told her, yeah, like that really did, it did upset me a year ago, but like I just thanked her for, apologizing. And at the end of it, we hugged and everything. Yeah, the story took a turn. Yeah, we hugged and everything. And I walked out that office and it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I don't know, I felt like I could finally move on from that. Of course, it was still in the back of my head from time to time, but if anything, it made me feel good that I acknowledged it. So if anything, if there are two things I learned from this whole experience is A, I can stick up for myself. Now, I am gonna practice more sticking up for myself in the moment, but being able to just confront somebody when they've done me wrong, even if it's like later, that was a really big milestone for me. So I'm proud of that. But I think the second thing is that you should never let someone have that much control over you. Like I said, those words stuck with me for a long time, and I let it define me. And at the end of the day, I knew I wasn't ungrateful. When I got the letter, I was so excited that I got the work study. I knew I wasn't ungrateful, and I do deserve everything I have in life because I've worked so hard to get to where I did. I shouldn't have let that correlate to me deserving a spot in my program. So just not letting people's words have so much control over you, not letting what people say define you, because what she said does not define me at all. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like I often say, I'm still trying to find the footing of my channel, so I'm just like just throwing things out there. But also at the end of the day, I want the central theme to always be relatable and helpful in any way I can. So please let me know if you like this down in the comments below, or tell me what time somebody tried you. Anything, honestly. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for staying tuned to the end of this video. Have a great day, lovelies. Bye.